I hate when I do that. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How is everybody doing today? I hope y'all are ready. We are about to have a really good show. Before I get started, let me go ahead and say I'm still building out the studio. As you can see, it does not look like it did a couple of weeks ago. We're still building it out. Have patience with us. I got some young folks helping me. By the time I'm done, it's going to be really good, all right? Now, let's get into the business of the business. I don't want you guys to go anywhere because segment 2, my parents are already backstage, and my parents and I are going to have a very candid conversation about spirituality and sexuality. And this is something that don't always happen because parents and children don't always come together at the same table and have the tough conversations. But that is the importance of safe space. Safe space was created so that we can have tough conversations and accept and love each other anyways. Now, let me say this. I'm just going to put this out here. Having the tough conversations does not mean that you're going to agree. It does not mean that everything's going to be perfect. What it means, though, is that you are allowed to be who you are in spite of. So I hope this conversation that we have with you in segment 2 is going to be an affirmation to your existence, all right? So hello, Q Speaks Truth. Hello, Missy Hill. Hey, Christine Parks. Hey, Thomas. Hey, Kashai. Hey, Falana. Hey, Cedric. Hey, River. Hey, Daryl. Hey, all of y'all. Let's get this party started, all right? Let me go over a quick overview. We're going to discuss this new series real quick, and then we're going to have, like I said, a candid conversation about spirituality and sexuality with my parents. I am going to, in segment 1, though, going to juxtaposition spirituality and religion. Because the basis of this episode 1, the beginning of this series, we're going to be talking about spirituality and religion. So I want everybody to listen to this with an open mind or not. It don't matter. However you feel, you're safe here in this place called Safe Space. Then we'll bring our parents on. Then at the end of the show, I'm going to drop the link in the comments. And then you're going to be able to come on stage with my parents and I and ask anything to any one of us. And we're going to answer. And if we choose not to answer, we won. So are y'all ready? Do me a favor and like, share, subscribe, and comment. BB, be sure to be putting those lower thirds up there once you get settled in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do me a favor and let everybody know we're on. All right? Everybody's caught their breath. I was a little nervous today because it's my first live properly in the new set. So I was a little nervous. So let me calm myself down. All right, we're going to run one quick commercial. And then once we run that commercial, I'm coming back and I'm going to be talking about segment 1, defining spirituality versus religion. And then after that, we're going straight to my parents. All right, BB, let's rock and roll with the commercial. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. All right, to connect to all things Safe Space, there's a Linktree link in the video description box connected to this video, and you can get the free consultation, join the private community for 7 days free, and all the things connected to Safe Space. All right, let's read some comments real quick. I think I finished at, let's start with Jagged Little Edge, and let's see what he's saying, because I can't really read it on that monitor anyway. Hello, everyone. I'm new here. Hey, Jagged Little Edge. I love that that username. Welcome to the Safe Space community. Let's see what else we have here. Good evening, all. Jersey City's in the house. Hey, Fred Samuel. Good. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the community. Much love to you, Fred Samuel. And then what else? I think we got one more here. Vincent, I can hear you. However, you need to pull your audio in closer. Check your mic. All right. Does anybody else have any problems hearing me? If so, say so, and then I can lift it up because y'all, I'm going to get louder than this, all right? All right, let's get into the things of the things. Spirituality versus religion, all right? Objective versus subjective, all right? Religion, on the whole, a form of religion is often an objective experience. In other words, there's usually a greater focus on the externals, like houses of worship or mosques or temples, books of scripture. Every religion has its own passage of scripture or holy writ from their God. Internal rituals like fasting, praying, maybe wearing white or black on first Sunday. Observances like Easter or Passover. This is the equivalent of objective referral in which your attention is placed upon the objects in your experience. So when it comes to religion, there are objects connected to the experience. Are y'all tracking? All right. Spirituality, though. Spirituality, however, leans more towards self-referral or the internalization of your awareness of your soul. Spirituality is an inward journey that involves a shift in awareness rather than some form of external activity. As such, spirituality is much more about inner understanding than outer worship. All right? Now, this is not to say that you cannot worship in spirituality. It's just juxtapositioning the, yes, your mic is loud. All right? Now, some people are saying they can't hear me, and some people are saying it's too loud. It's too loud? All right. I'm going to turn me down a little bit. All right, y'all let me know. Let me know in the comments if that's better. All right. Thank you, CC. All right. Yeah, I got people saying something now because last time they said I was too loud. All right, turn my mic down a little bit. What was I saying? All right. Religion has objects versus spirituality deals with this internal discovery of soul. All right. Now, let me say this. I am not placing one against the other. Let me be clear. That's not what this is about. I'm just setting the groundwork for the spirituality and sexuality episode 1. All right. So religion has an external practice, object, or figurehead. You got a pastor, a god, or anything. And they say that's much better. All right. Spirituality, you lean on your soul, your higher self, or the divinity within. So in religion, I am going external. In spirituality, I am going internal. All right? Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. I appreciate the feedback, y'all. All right. Let's talk about organized versus formless. And we're going to go through this fast. It's not going to be long at all. Don't go anywhere because my parents are coming up next. They're already backstage. All right? Organized versus formless. Religion. One of the hallmarks of religion is its organization. It is a structured, frequently rule-based construct that to some degree governs the behavior of its members. You have your moral rules, laws, and doctrines, as well as a specific codes and criteria that create this organized system, all right? Now, somebody says the mic isn't on. I really need y'all to, now some people say it's perfect, but as a matter of fact, BB and CC, y'all talk to me otherwise, all right? Spirituality, though, breaks free from its restrictions and rigid structure and sometimes associated with traditional religion. The spiritual aspirant recognizes that he or she is on a pathless path of self-discovery. So religion is talking about the whole. It's considering maybe the big picture of the community, and spirituality is talking about the individual, the person. All right? One more and then we're done. Inclusive versus exclusive. Religion, traditional religious beliefs, sometimes based upon rigid interpretations of key teachings, can create an exclusive worldview that isolates those who may not share their views or interpretations. So if I don't believe that Jesus is the only way to God, then I might not be included in Christianity, all right? That's just one. Or I don't believe that women should dress in the traditional headdress of the Muslim religion. I might not be included in Islam or Muslim, all right? Now, spirituality, though, spirituality makes no distinctions. Instead, it favors an inclusive approach in the recognition that pure spirit is a unifying force and no one is left out. All right. I just wanted to do the juxtaposition. Are y'all ready to have the conversation? Yes, right. Are y'all ready to have the conversation? I want to do that real quick. All right, producer, let's get the commercial queued up. And then when I come back, my parents will be on. And now we're going to have a really very, 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 very interesting, intimate conversation. And one thing, if you know about me, is you know that I do not mind telling the truth of the truth. Well, I am not a one-off. I didn't come out of just thin air. You're going to find out quickly that my parents and I are one and the same. All right, let's roll that commercial. I'll be right back. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. My parents are on with us. I hope y'all can hear me clearly now because we figured out what was going on. All right, now the mic should be good. All right, CC, let me know. I'm gonna turn the mic back up. Let me know how that sounds on your end. Wow. Okay, so remember, this is my first live properly in the new studio. So I had the wrong setting on the mic. So I'm glad I didn't fuss at y'all. It's on now, right? KOM, thank you very much. It is on now. We're ready to rock and roll. My bad, everybody. My parents are on, and we are ready to do the show. Parents, how are y'all doing today?
Hello. Great. Hello. We're great.
So what I wanted to do first is give you guys an opportunity to properly introduce yourselves and let us know who y'all are. Funnily, I said we could do Perry and Angelene, the parents, but you guys are not just the parents. You guys have been around a while. So introduce who you are and just talk to my community.
Okay. I'm Angelene Hill, the mother of Vincent. Been around for a few minutes. Won't give you any specifics, but been around for a few minutes. And born and raised in the state of North Carolina, but did the worldwide travel with the military. And thankful and love that whole setup. So that's it right now. Okay.
Gotcha. All right, Dad, talk to us, man.
Well, name is Perry Hill. Born and raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Been all over to the military. Pastor, pastored in Germany, and pastoring here now. So I guess that's enough.
Right.
That's enough.
I love. BB, put some of those comments up real quick as we're just not getting into the things real quick. Let me say this. These are the Sacred Owl says, "Hey, Mom and Dad."
Hi, Sacred Owl.
Yeah, right. Turn it up more. All right, sure. Nowhere. Is that? Hold on. KOM Knockout Media. Is that who that is? I think I know your name. All right. Yes, thank you. So, all right, let's not do the microphone comments. Just them talking about the parents. Now they are too young to be parents. Oh, listen, they are.
Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you.
You look just like your mom. Do I really? Well, I'm glad to hear that. I act like my dad, though. I'm a fair share of mom and dad. Love mom and dad here. Yes, love. Hello, Donald Devereaux says hello, parents.
Hello, Donald.
So I thank you for your services, mother. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So let's get into now. Real quick, hi, Mom and Dad Hill from La Erica, and then Daryl says I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina too. Wow.
Okay. Hi, Erica, Daryl. All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into it. This has been a interesting journey thus far, and
I wanted to bring you guys on because before I get into all of the things, what I wanted to say first is there is no way I could have done what I did a couple of weeks ago without you all. Now, we're not talking about it, but we're talking about the family structure and how conversation is important, accepting differences in family dynamics. Because everybody knows that I had to leave my home and I had to move back in with my parents. But I would not be able to stand in my truth if I first was not honest with my mom and dad. So let me just say that off front. There are some of you that are going to watch this, and it doesn't have to be sexuality. It could be anything. And you need to be honest with the network of people around you, because that could prevent you from being honest to the world and setting yourself free. And there are so many of you that are bound. It's not because you're an abuser or this other dark force is binding you. You've bound yourself up because you refuse to be honest with yourself and those around you. So off gate, for those of you guys that are new to the community, there is nothing going on in my life, secret or not, dark or not, that my parents don't have a clue about. And I am grateful to them. And we're going to talk about this journey, how we got here. But I want to just express my gratitude to my mom and dad up front, because they have allowed me to be me, even though they probably would wish sometimes I would not be me. So that's that. So I want to open up with that. All right. Now, all things said, do you guys identify yourselves as religious people? And have you considered the negative aspects that potentially comes with that identification?
Well, not really religious, because we understand religion is different than spirituality. Now, in some aspect, the lines cross over each other. Because when you were earlier talking about religion being external and how it governs its subject's behavior, even in spirituality, when it comes to people, there has to be some governing structure set in place for the sake of minus chaos, if I'm allowed to say it that way. But we strictly believe in spirituality, the internal, the inside, the inward parts of the makeup of who we are. That's our take. That's my take, and is my husband as well, but he's of age, he can speak for himself. Yes. So that's my take on that. Yeah.
I look at spirituality and religion as two different entities.
Okay.
Because the religion deal with rituals. Okay. This is what we're going to do. I'm this. I was born this. I was raised this. And this is where I'm going to be. That's right. No room for change. Spirituality is you are getting your divine direction from above, whoever you choose to. Right. Whether it's and you're able to move in different directions by the leading of the higher power, if you want to say it. Right. By Christianity. However, you're able to move in different directions. Religion, you're going to do it at this time at 11 o'clock.
On the dot.
See you. What's going to happen? Yeah. Right. At 11:15, this is what's going to happen. And if you don't do it, you go. Right. Get somebody's attention. So that's just my take on it.
Gotcha.
And I believe for us, we're concerned we are more spiritually orientated. And that's absolutely. Because one, we have not been in one place our whole life. Right. We have been in foreign countries. We have worshiped with people that speak in a complete different language than we are. Right. The Holy Spirit allowed us to work together. So we know different aspects of this life of Christianity, our spirituality.
Gotcha. Now, you guys are Christians, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost, baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, washed in the blood of the Lamb, Christians, right?
Back it up. Fire baptized.
Tongue talking. All right.
Tongue talking. Foot stomping.
Right. Foot stomping. Well, okay, let's be more. We're Kojic folks. Well, excuse me. My parents are Kojic folks, and I still got a lot of Kojic dust on me. I ain't shook it off. I still got a little residue on me. So that being said, well, that really answers the next question, because I was going to ask you, what's the basis of you guys' religious or spiritual beliefs? Name some of those practices, but you guys are fasters and prayers and all of that. Let's get into the things of the things. All right. Someone said, they said to me, someone said they wish they were never raised in the church because they felt like the church and our Christian teachings did not prepare them for the reality of the world. All right. Now it's time to have a father-son, father-daughter. No. A father-son, father-son, mother-son conversation.
Wow. Wow.
Well, let me jump in first.
Okay.
See, I have to get mine in.
Right.
I would say this. In the younger times, in the younger settings of our upbringing of you and your brothers and sisters, well, we understood it as being one particular way. But then that's why I say you can't be religious and spiritually too, because as we begin to mature in this walk, we learn that some things is not this, it was man-made and not God-made. And so some of the things that we instructed y'all to do and had you to do, we had to do it different. We would do it different now because we got a better understanding of course, you go by what you learn,
right?
And you take that and teach it to someone else.
Right.
The same way in college, the same way in anything else.
Right.
They learn from a professor. When they become a professor, they teach what that professor taught.
Right.
And when they get it under their own a little bit, then they begin to get a little bit more enlightened. And that particular professor changes a little bit and tweaks it and bring it up to the ones that's in his particular class now. So I believe that we evolved in from where you all came in. I believe it's a whole complete different from where your niece and how we brought her up.
Oh, yeah.
She was under the ministry under Pastor and Lady Hill teaching and growing up also. So it's a difference in the. Sometimes I get to running on, so I'm finished with my piece.
Well, no, but I think that is huge, because the thing is, a lot of times, and let me say this for those of you all that are in this kind of cultural war with your parents, sometimes it takes time for them to come into their own understanding, and I think that should be healing for a lot of parents that are fussing with their kids, and a lot of kids that are fussing with their parents. That give it some time, because I remember, Dad, you saying one time, we raised our kids up in the way they should go. I'll take it back a bit. I'll add to it before I take it away. And I was like, well, dang. But now, some years later, you're saying, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
And let me say this, for this child-parent relationship, sometimes it's not about fixing what was done wrong versus just acknowledging that if we had the tools to do it different, we would have done it different.
Right.
And if I could probably speak for y'all, I don't think y'all are saying y'all wouldn't have raised us in the tenets of the Christian faith, but just some of those kind of restrictions that worked for y'all didn't work for us. Yeah, go ahead, Dad. Go ahead, Dad.
You know, I sort of got off from your question. And the thing that, one of the things that we change and is changing, it has changed because we're still pastoring, preparing the individuals for everyday life.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right, 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 right.
I think that was the question. Do you believe that, if you, I forgot, but anyway,
Preparing to go out into the
we
world.
go out into a world.
Mhm.
And I believe that's where the church in itself is going to have to change.
And it is changing.
And some churches
Mhm.
are changing to that way.
Right.
That they prepare the congregants to go out. They prepare. They even have Christian education,
Right.
everything else set up so that you'll get that, so you don't go out on your own.
Right, right, right.
I remember us foster parenting, and at 18, whether you was ready to go out or not, you was out of the system.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so by the time we was leaving California, where we stopped fostering as foster parents, they began to realize that we can't let these children, some of them we still have the mind of a child, and just turn them loose.
Right.
No job. Some
Right.
of them might have some education, some of them might not have had education.
Right.
And so, in the same thing in this Christian walk, you got to prepare them.
Prepare your kids, yeah.
Yes, God will provide, but
Right.
you also got to produce some providing.
Yes, yes, yes.
You also got to prepare.
Yeah.
Preparation time on both ends.
Right, 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 right. No, that's good, and that's a great segue because, and no, Dad, don't, no.
Somebody told me I talk too much.
It wasn't me.
No, but I think that's good because that is how one of my associates, that's what they were saying, that they were raised on this idea that as long as you do good, you show up, you obey what the church say, and you do this, everything else was just going to fall into place. And so there were a lot of us that's
still waiting,
and it didn't fall because we thought all we had to do was just A, B, C, D, E, F, G versus get down and dirty with it and create it. And I think that is where I found myself. Uh-oh. Lord have mercy. Just embarrassing the family name, Dad. No, but that's where I found myself at. You
good.
All right. So that's right. I'm sorry. I got a producer over here talking to me and it just threw me off. At any rate, let's get into it from a spirituality perspective, which that you really hijacked the whole conversation because there ain't really no discussion because you're right. You're right. You're I mean, I don't know what else for us to say. Now we about to get into the sexuality piece, but I don't know what else for us to say. Mom, do you got anything to add?
Well, no, other than I would say that we as we evolved, and he said it so well. Thank you, honey. As we evolve, we learn, and we learn as we go, and that's with everybody. It doesn't matter if you're the parent, you're the child, or what, you are the student. We learn as we go, and if we knew then what we know now, we could have raised you guys with a more of a balance.
Yeah,
it was all God. There was nothing. It was just all God, and absolutely it's all God. But we could have prepared you for your life outside of the church, or getting to that point in life where you were ready to go into society and present yourselves as decent citizens.
Right. I got Cool Breeze. Go ahead, Dad. What you got? But keep that coming up, baby.
One thing I will say, and most of your coming up was in Germany. One thing I can say about that, because we had a go get 'em spirit, we went rain, sleet, shine or snow. We was on the go for the church and for the Lord. I believe that's where you get a lot of your go get 'em from. That once you start on something,
I ain't letting it go.
Letting it go. So it's some good in everything,
right?
And it's always you can look back and see different. And if you're in the same position, just like we are now pastoring on this side of the world, then we can bring those changes in.
Right.
So we can see the differences.
So do y'all have a specific, Cool Breeze asks, what was the specific scripture or thought that made you more open-minded?
Wow. Well, coming from a couple of angles, we could respond to that. But in particular, I think Peter, 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and it says, but grow in grace. And grace can be the extension of God's favor to us, or it can be what we extend to other people as they are growing. And you say, but grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ, meaning that there's some things about God that we put so spiritual laced that we don't see that God is what he's saying is not necessarily based on what we call spiritual lace. It's growing in the knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. What is the knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ? The knowledge is everything pertaining to godliness, righteousness, preparation, preparing. Absolutely. U.S. German and Kojic pastor kids are a different breed. Absolutely, Erica.
Now, Erica was literally serving alongside of us. Her parents was a part of. One day when y'all come on the private community, I'm gonna have Erica make the connections, because we got pictures of Thomas, Erica, and I all in the salon number 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
I'm looking at Thomas's statement. Says, I love my parents, but they did not prepare me for the world. When I left Germany in 97 and came back to the States, my sibling and I struggled. But you know what, Thomas, a lot of us did that, and it was an innocent error. I mean, literally, we thought we were doing what was right by keeping y'all in the church, not letting you go outside of the church. And it was an injustice done to you and to all of you. And for myself, I apologize. And for your parents, I apologize, because it was not. And of course, the intent wasn't to send you out somewhere green, unprepared. But we were doing what we thought was the right thing to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Princess says, I think a majority of Christian parents struggle with giving kids a balance. I was raised almost born in the church, literally, very sheltered and not prepared for the world outside of the church.
Absolutely.
And that's true. So let's segue real quick. You guys fast and pray. Y'all are they've been fasting forever. They fast. God bless you. God bless you. I'm a faster, but I don't fast like y'all fast. And if on the surface, now I don't want y'all to go nowhere, because this conversation is about to get hot now. On the surface, everything is the same. If you go on my prayer line on Saturday morning, I'm, God, come on. But then if you have a conversation with me, you'll realize, there are some things that are different, right? My practices evolved, all right? So what happened with me, we're going to get the sexuality conversation in a minute. What happened with me was, because I was given an either or as relates to my sexuality, it was like I did not have the opportunity to love God and be attracted to men. So I said, all right, I'm just going to walk away from it all, because I'm being driven crazy over here. Well, when that happened, I said, I'll only live I'll only follow God in the way that sticks when I walk away from it all. And what I realized, a lot fell off, a lot stayed, but then I gravitated to a lot. So a lot of my, I write now I feel like a lot of people gonna get mad at me, but this is my safe space too. Okay. Now I don't want to hear no lip from y'all. I got my book where I do my work, work for good. I do my work for good. I'm very much into the stars. I'm very much into different spiritual practices. I'm very much into different spiritual practices. I don't personally believe that Jesus is the only way to God. But I serve in a very Christian way. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I ain't going to go no further than that. How have y'all reconciled that as you've raised me and as a Christian, but now I'm the one that sometimes does things that seem anti-Christian?
Well, for me, I pray my heart out for you. Now, because now there are some things that I allow to change with myself. I openly, intentionally set myself up to say, okay, there is some space here to see something different. And but some things I'm like, you know what, God, this is above me. I can't gravitate to that. No.
Right.
And so that what you just said, that there's Jesus is not the only way to God. I need you to hold up a minute on that. And every time you say it, I'm like, God, let your mercies be extended. Because I don't believe that there is some stuff I allow to happen, the changing, the evolving, seeing things from a different perspective. But there's some stuff I'm not going to touch. No.
Right.
Yes,
So, all right, Dad, what you got? And then I got a follow-up question.
Remember that you asked me a question, and I sent you a text.
Oh, yes.
I said,
I tell you what, I'm gonna read I'm gonna say the question, and then I'll let you respond, Dad. All right. Because I was doing questions as BB, the producer, and I were getting ready for this. And I said, Dad, which one was most egregious? I don't know the word I use. Was it my spiritual evolution or me coming out in my sexuality? And my then I'll Dad, I'll let you go ahead and answer that.
I texted him and I said, because he said number one was number one was spirituality. Number two was sexuality. So I said number one. And I put a comma. And I said, because when you first started talking about the idea of who God was, you came so strong as if you hated God, that I was afraid that you were going to be zapped away before your time. And then I said, for as your sexuality, and I went on to just
we can't go over that part. There's names in there. We can't read.
I didn't let him know we knew about that.
He let it rip. I was like, so the question was, which one I guess bothered or were most egregious, my spirituality or my sexuality? And it was spirituality, because now here's my evolution. As my parents had to evolve, I had to evolve, because I was so mad because I felt like I loved God but did not have any space to express myself because of who I was. I really got mad at everybody and mad at God, and I expressed like that. Though it wasn't deep in my heart. But as I grew, my message evolved, and now my parents and I can coexist in a conversation about God and not get too twisted up. So do y'all see the similarity? My parents had to say, if I had to do it all over again, I would change . And I, as the child, have to say, if I had to do it all over again. But both sides have to evolve and grow if there's going to be common ground. Because I was mad and I was upset.
Angry, yeah.
I was angry, and so I expressed it angry. But then as I began to heal, my language changed. So, yeah, my mother stressed balance in our home. She didn't want us growing up to hate the church or be fake. I love that. Right. What you got, Dad?
I was going to say, one of the biggest things is that you're our son and we love you. And that's based on because we love God.
Right.
He loves us, and we sure have done some stuff and still doing stuff.
Right.
But yet, if we're really going to be ambassadors for him, then we need to walk like him.
Yeah.
We need to talk like him.
Yeah.
We got to love like him.
Yes, absolutely.
So I can't push you to the side and still call myself an ambassador for God.
Push me to the side in the name of this love for God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I can't call you all them names, them I don't use them names of other folks,
right,
that need to be saved. Lord,
the FAGGOT and all that kind of stuff. And see, that's the thing. And I hope that parents that are watching this, when you mistreat your children in the name of the God you serve, that shows that illustrates you're not going to win them over. Let me just say that.
Well, you know what else too? I thought about back when I was coming up, and if a young lady got pregnant,
right,
that was an abomination.
Right.
She might be taken around the corner, have an abortion, or they'll put her away somewhere. That was an abomination.
Right.
No. That's it. And they did the same thing to those young ladies that they did to, as you say, same gender lovers.
Right.
Not giving them a chance. How can we draw to Jesus if we push you away?
Right.
And well, that's all I say.
Yeah, no, I think that I love that because the reality is this. If I had a choice of church to go to, though I'm basically leading a church now, but that's neither here nor there. If I had a church to go to, it would be a Pentecostal Christian church. I just got to find one that's going to let me be. I ain't trying to convert nobody. I just want to dance, speak in tongues, and quicken every once in a while. That's all, but I'm not going to do that knowing that I got to come in faking it, so. Thomas Bristow says, do you feel the church needs to speak on sexuality more? Why is it still a taboo subject? Let me go deeper than the church, because this is not about the church today. This is accepting difference in family dynamics. I think the sexuality conversation needs to be had in the family dynamic.
Yes.
If it's had in the family, it don't have to be in the church. It won't be in the pulpit if it's in the parent's mouth. It don't matter what pastors say if mama and daddy is saying, hey, I accept you for who you are. So we're putting too much pressure on the local churches when the family dynamic is struggling. As a matter of fact, the family dynamic the church comprises a family dynamic. So if there is no proper families, there cannot be proper church. If there are no healthy families, there cannot be healthy churches. So we got to go all the way back and go back to mama and daddy. All right, go back up to that other Encourage NYC. VT Hill, this is a phenomenal conversation with your parents. They are examples for so many families struggling with the same issues. God bless you as a family union. The laughter is healing. I'm so good. That's the reason why we did this, because we're talking about how the areas we don't agree on, which is a huge one. Jesus is not the only way to God. Right. That one supersedes even the sexuality conversation. We, like how they said, right. Yeah. But we are still we're living under the same roof. We had a family meeting today about cleaning the dishes. That was hilarious. And it's not a point of contention because we've accepted who we are. And let me say this, and then I'm going to read Erica's comment. If I know that bothers my parents and they know that's how I believe, then I don't need to push that over their head. I don't believe in your Jesus. I don't believe in your Jesus. That's unnecessary. Same for the parents. They don't have to. Now, this is a Jesus house, so be careful. Like, that is acceptance. Acceptance is, I'm not trying to change you. I want to honor you. And I think it's another reason, even in the sexuality conversation, there are some things that I don't say. There are some jokes that I'll say to some friends that I will not say around my parents. Why? Not because I'm hiding. No, because I'm honoring them. And then there are some things that they won't say around me, or my mom will say something, my dad will say something. I'm like, Mom, that's not how you say that word. It's not transsexual, it's transgender. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Transgender, right? I'm not converting them. They're not converting me. We're honoring each other. Yeah. All right. God's purpose and power exceeds our Christian experience. I've always known this. Thank you, River. Yes, sir. What you got, Dad?
And in the dynamics of it, we have learned how to address same gender lovers.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had we used to do a show,
Tip and Chat. Yeah.
Tip and Chat on YouTube. And so we had Vincent to come on and to share the correct terminology.
Yeah.
So that we don't be ignorant.
Yeah.
And education and knowledge.
Right.
Evangelist mentioned knowledge is the key.
Yes.
But to understanding all things.
Yes.
Knowledge. So we pull from one another.
Yes. Yes.
That we don't hurt somebody.
Right.
And push them away.
Right.
He's supposed to be the one that's trying to draw them to the one that we love.
Right. No, absolutely. Let me say this. I'll say this on record. If it was not for my parents, I would not be here right now. I never forget when I was starting to accept. I don't know if y'all remember this, Mom and Dad. I was starting to accept myself. I had left my old community, and it was just me by myself. I was pulling up to my client T.S. Madison's house, and the reality that, oh God, I'm a gay man. Oh Lord, this is real. Oh God. And I remember texting y'all, and I said, listen, I don't need y'all to be my pastors. I need y'all to be my parents. And I said something, and pray for me or something like that. And I said, if y'all don't, I said, I'm not sure if it's going to end well, because I was on the brink. Y'all didn't ask me what end well meant. Y'all text me, because we have a text thread. We love you, son. We're praying for you. Everything's going to be all right. You didn't mention about no God. You didn't mention we love you, but. And I never forget sitting in that car, that 2007 Chevrolet Cruze, 2017 Chevrolet Cruze, thinking, okay, all right, okay, good. Y'all's love saved my life. I'll give you another thing. I cannot be as risky as I'm being now. My life is set up how it's set up because I'm taking all kind of risk. I'm just crazy. Well, how can you take that risk, V. Terrell Hill? Because I got somebody to fall back on. I got mother and father and brother and sister and niece and friends and a network of people that got my back. Well, you say, no, you lucky. No, that's not true. That's not true. What it is I was honest. And because I put myself out there, I was able to see who was for me and who was not. And my parents were one of the ones that were. And so I just wanted to highlight and give you guys your flowers. Yes, I know how he said, I love how he said honoring differences. Absolutely. Because we're not always, when I asked my brother and sister about our family dynamics, those text messages were off the chain. But at the end of the day, they were basically saying, we have accepted each other for who we are. Point blank period.
Right.
All right, let's go to a commercial. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Now, y'all, since latest exposure, I haven't done this, so I'm a little nervous. But I'm going to do it today. Y'all better not come on here cutting up. We're going to run to a commercial. While the commercial is going, I'm going to put a link for y'all to come on and ask us question lives. Do not make me cuss y'all out in front of my mom and my daddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, please don't do that.
I'm nervous because there's 100 of y'all on here between Facebook and YouTube. So we've never done it before, but we're going to, we always do it, but we've never done it in front of this amount of audience before. So, all right, producer. And what's going to happen is I'm going to bring you on one by one. All right. So you got like 2 minutes to answer the question and jump off. Okay. Oh God, my heart is beating fast. All right. So get ready. Producer, go ahead and let's play the commercial. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V. Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V. Terrell Hill to 458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. Welcome to episode 1 of Spirituality and Sexuality series. If you've enjoyed the abuse series, my God, what a dynamic, powerful series that was, then you are going to enjoy the Spirituality and Sexuality series. And today's episode is episode 1, Accepting Differences in Family Dynamics. Now, I put the links in the comment. If you don't want to come on, you don't have to show your face. But if you don't want to come on, you can always answer the question in the comments, all right? Let's do some business of the business. I am inviting all of you to join my private community. It's 7 days for free, all right? It's a blessing to have loving parents. Yes, Tarsha Global, we got your email, and we're going to be responding soon. Oh, he has his parents. That's nice. Hello, parents. Hey, Nikki, baby.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, parents, we love the son you raised. Love you back, Riz. Love you back. I love. Hey, BB, go down to that, the one that says the voice real quick, and I'm going to address it in a second. Because that's something funny that you emailed me that's hilarious. At any rate, I want to invite you guys to join my private community. It's 7 days for free. We have a private live every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. We have private prayer. It's Pentecostal style prayer, 8:30 every Saturday a.m. You can DM me directly, and I answer almost immediately. You can DM me directly. You also get a discount on your consultations. My calendar is booked. I have 4 or 5 tomorrow alone of consultations, and you get a 50% discount on that as well. All right, Manu, what is it? Manu, that voice, your email was hilarious. Thank you for, I read your email about my voice. Thank you very much for acknowledging this voice. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I hope no one thought I was coming out to go back in the closet again. And I'm not talking about sexuality. I'm on the main stage. It's my stage now. And you're going to hear my voice until the day you die. So I want you guys to get used to this name, used to this face, and used to this voice, because V. Terrell Hill is out forever. And I'm going to make sure that I do everything possible to help you connect with yourself. So God bless you. I have a child that is same gender loving, and this discussion is real and needed. I can bring. Oh my God. Hold on. That's going to make me cry. Hold on. I wasn't expecting to read that. Let me say this. And let me say this. We've been through hell to be able to have this simple 54-minute conversation with you all. Mm-hmm. So this makes it worth it. Now, I'm not the believer of, well, you went through it so you can help other people. I'm not a believer in that. But what I will say is, since I went through it, I'm going to help people. Mm-hmm. And so I'm so glad to hear that. All right. Hold on one second here. We got our first person on. Bam. All right, Cedric, you got the mic. What you got, man?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Thank you. I'm Baptist, so 2 minutes ain't gonna really be too much. I'm gonna try to keep it below 2 minutes.
All right.
But I want to first thank Mom and Pop Hill for your transparency and your openness to be able to share your experience with Vincent. Our paths are somewhat similar as it pertains to spirituality and religion. My parents, raised me in the Baptist church. As like many of us, we were sheltered, weren't allowed to do anything other than church and Bible study, back home church and Bible study. It was my brother and I. So as I matriculated through school and began to accept myself for who I am, I was never able to really have that conversation with my parents about who I truly was and what I was going through. So it caused a separation between my parents and myself for a good over 20 years. I'm 39 now. We were not as close. We didn't have that conversation about sexuality. Of course, some things got back home about some things that I was doing. and we never really had that conversation. My dad really took it really hard because growing up, he used to make a lot of comments about LGBTQ community, how he hated gay people, da 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 da, and it really made me feel some type of way because I'm your son, I'm here, and what you're saying about other gay people is what you're primarily saying about me.
Right.
So we really did not make any connection. I stopped going home for several years. I didn't talk to my mom as much, but there was a shift. My brother, unfortunately, he passed 2 years ago in an accident, and he told my mom that he wanted, before he passed, wanted her to build a better relationship with me.
Wow.
My husband and I will be married 2 years tomorrow.
Wow.
They didn't acknowledge our relationship. They didn't give any congratulatory. They didn't even accept him. Told me that they would love me, but not him. But when my brother died 2 years ago, there was a shift with my parents. And now they seem to be coming around a little bit more, not necessarily 100%, but now they see that God's love is unconditional and that life is short.
Right.
And so I just want to say thank you for being open and willing to accept Vincent for who he is and not shunning him, because there's a lot of us in the community that were put out by our parents, don't communicate with our parents. But I thank you for allowing him to have a safe space with you. And I hope that one day my parents can follow behind your example. And that's what I have to say.
Wow. Thank you.
Right.
Thank
Can
you.
I say something?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to say to you, Cedric, you was talking about how your dad was referring to the LGBTQ community. LBG da 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 da. Sometimes I get the letters mixed. But can you imagine how we felt as Pentecostal preachers, and when Vincent was still living at home and dealing with that, and one of the unfortunate things that the mistakes that we make is every Sunday, every sermon, sending those that are struggling with sexuality, sending them to hell. They dying and going to hell and this type of thing. Well, when we found out, it just broke our hearts that he had to, because he had not shared with us the struggle that he was having. But it literally broke our hearts when we found out that Sunday after Sunday, he was coming to the house of God to get something he needed. But every time he came, every sermon was derogatory, if I'm allowed to say it that way. And while he was looking for help, those that was dear and closest to him were the one that were infringing, just giving the pain, even the more pain and this type of thing. And so now we've never been those ones that, behind the walls of the church call them faggots and all that derogatory stuff.
Right.
But I've literally heard it, and I shared with the people that I heard, how can you go out of the church and go into that community and preach the love of God when you use this kind of language when they are not listening or when they don't hear it?
Right.
We can talk love, but love is kind of like eating an onion or a garlic. It seeps through the skin. That smell comes through. And so we have to watch that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to stop. What I really would love to start a group of parents with same gender loving sons or daughters. To be that part to help them get over whatever the struggles are, or to come to a place of acceptance and being able to love them unconditional.
Yeah. BBRCC, because both of you guys are on now. If y'all can put my email address, I believe it's still up in the banners. If you are a parent and you're watching this or watching this now, or you're going to watch the replay, email me. And the email is going to be coming up in a second. Email me and let me know. No. That's the Cash App in the email. But there's one that's just the email. If not, that's fine. Leave it up there. That's fine. The last part, by the way, this is my Cash App. and my Zelle and my okay. No, put that other one up. God was using y'all. Hold on. It almost shot. All right, no, that's that last part is my email address. Put in the thing about LGBTQ parent, and I'm going to figure out on my end how I can facilitate that. I think that would be something that if you feel like you need some help, some guidance, some whatever, so info@vitarellhill.com is my email address, and reach out, and I'm going to figure out how we can facilitate that. Thank you, Ma. Now, what I will say is, Dad, I don't never remember. Thanks so much, Cedric. I appreciate you, brethren.
Thank you.
I don't, and I'm coming. If you're in the queue, I'm coming to you. Don't worry. I don't ever remember Dad preaching heavy about homosexuality, and I'm grateful for that. But I did. I need that now. My son is transitioning. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Put here. Hey, BB or CC, also put it in the comments as well, so people can copy and paste it. I don't remember Dad preaching about it. I'll be the first to say that. Now, did I hear it? Yes. Did I hear it in off other stages? Yes. Did I hear it in conversation? Absolutely. But I don't remember that Dad preaching about it. But it was because for me, I just want to love God. Like, I didn't have my first sexual experience until I was 20 something. And then I waited another 2 or 3 years to have my other sexual experience. Can you start a group for preachers as well? Hey, listen, John, but see, here's the thing, John, you're in the private community, man. We could really work that. We can really work that. Can BB or CC put it in the email address in the comments? I think y'all, put it in the comments for me. All right. River, how are you, sir? Talk to us. River, are you there? If you're talking, we can't hear you, River. Okay. I'll tell you what, because they're moving a little slow, so I'm going to do it myself. Info, but I can't hardly see, so I hope I spelled this right. River, we're waiting on you.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Thank you so much for opening up this conversation for everyone to chime in those of us who are compelled to. So I'm extremely inspired by your parent as well as yourself and your story.
Thank you.
And so my question was, because you made the mention earlier about Christ, about Jesus Christ, and him not being the only way to God. So my question to you is, now that is your position theologically, or better yet spiritually, what is does Jesus still represent like your go-to for spirituality, or is it multiple energies, multiple figures that you connect with spiritually now?
Gotcha. Okay. So now, River, are you the one that also comments? So you're no longer a believer in Christ in the comments, because they're putting that up as well. So I don't. It gotta be.
Okay, because I'm phrasing the question differently.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just want
that's kind of what I'm.
Questions. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting enough, my spiritual expression, how I express. If you find me in a Christian Pentecostal church, you ain't gonna know no different. How I preach, because I'm open to preaching now, and I've preached at my parents' church in October. You're not going to know any difference. You're going to mostly know the difference if you have a one-on-one with me, and you ask me about my personal practice. Then you're going to be like, So my thing is, let me. Oh, this is a loaded question. I got to have this conversation about going back home, y'all, because I did not choose spirituality. Spirituality chose me. It was introduced to my bloodline and my DNA. I'm doing safe space because my DNA says that's what I should be doing. I'm not doing safe space because I believe that I'm going to get in trouble. This should not be said in just answering the question. So forget what I said. I'm going to answer this in full one day. Let me answer the question. I believe that there are more ways to God. The way I got to God was through Jesus Christ. December the 3rd, 1994, Thomas Bristow, who I'm about to bring up on stage after you, came to me and said, "What you doing in here?" I said, "I'm waiting on my sister," because she was giving her life to God. And he said, "No, it ain't. What you doing in here?" And I said, "I want to be saved." And I got saved at the age of 14 and preached my first initial sermon on June the 16th, 1995, about 6 months later, right? So I got my spiritual journey started with Christ. So you will never hear me damning Christ at all, because that's the door upon which I was introduced to this spiritual journey I'm on right now. My only thing is, I don't think Christ is the only door. That's the only thing. So can I serve alongside Christians? Yes. Am I basically a practicing Christian? As long as y'all don't mind me saying I don't believe Christ is the only way to God, then yes. But if you say that one statement prevents me from being Christian, then I can have to say no. If that makes sense what I'm saying. But could I run alongside the Christians in rock and roll? Absolutely. Could I actually pastor a Christian church and not offend anybody? Oh, absolutely, I can. Until you go to ask some questions. Don't ask me no questions. Just listen to what I say and leave. So does that answer your question?
Wow, brother. I think you're right. I think this question would take a little bit longer to answer. Yes, you answered it, but it was more phase one.
Yeah, it's
there will be
really
multiple phases.
Absolutely. And then Jonathan Ford, he's a Christian pastor inside of my private community, is also like, he's a part of the Holy Ghost committee for me. And he said, "I'm going to send you a text about your answer to this question and why sometimes you may confuse people." But I get you, bro. Because a lot of times, the majority of the people in my private community are Christians, and they go to asking questions. And when they do, the whole community gets turned upside down, and it is a circus. It is a circus. Thomas says God is universal. God is not a Christian, Muslim, nor Catholic. Yes, God is a spirit. And there are some believe in that, but then there's some that don't. The beauty about Safe Space is you are not, because prime example, I am the leader of Safe Space. And then I have people like Thomas who says that God is not a Christian, is universal. And then I have people like John, who is a pastor, a Christian pastor. You don't have to believe in one thing to be a part of Safe Space. The only thing you got to believe in is yourself. Everything else is up to you. I'm not going to put a spotlight on you unless you stop believing yourself. Then it's like, no. What you doing? Because in my opinion, to believe in yourself magnifies the God you serve. Mm-hmm. To not believe in yourself degrades the God that you serve. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to convert your service to God. I want to convert your belief into yourself to maximize you. So, but that ain't what you asked me, Rant River. So let me get back. But yeah, I tell you what, BB, we're going to have to do a special show outside of this series in the next 2 weeks. And I'm just going to talk plainly about my spiritual journey and my belief system. So River, stay connected. And I'm going to answer that for sure. And by the way, thank you so much. You're welcome. I love your name, by the way, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much. You guys got to look in the comments. I'm going to put in here. I'm going to put this in here one more time. We're going to do one more round. And then I tell you what, as a matter of fact, no, I'm not going to put it. I'm going to answer Thomas's question. And then I'm going to have the producers go through the comments and pull questions. We're going to have I'm going to answer questions from the comments. And then we're going to bounce. Before I bring Thomas on, I got something to say. Every Wednesday, all right, every Monday and every Wednesday, you're going to get some content from me every single time. 7:30 on Mondays, I'm going to be putting some pre-recorded content. And then on 8:30 on Wednesdays, I'm either going to do a teaching like I did last week or Conscious Culture. Conscious Cultures is when members of the private community come live with me and we have the conversation which is going on. We have a cultural conversation from a consciousness perspective. Y'all don't want to miss that tomorrow because it's going to be really good. All right. So that's 8:30 tomorrow. All right. All right. Thomas, talk to me, man. What you got, brethren?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Mom, Dad here.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I am so enjoying this, VH. Oh, my God. Your mom and dad telling all your business. I just want to say that I just love how your parents love on you, and I had a similar story to what's his name, Cedric. You know, when I came out to my family, it was not well received at all, and I had to disappear because it was just too much. And but like Cedric, there was a shift, and I think the shift happened after my father passed, and I never really got to have that conversation with my father. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, are you proud of me? Do you still love me? It still hurts, you know, but when I was younger, I blamed my parents for everything. Because I was struggling, you know what I'm saying? Living in Germany, we were in a bubble, you know what I mean? So when we came back to the States, I didn't know how to move in the world, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I had to have a come to Jesus moment, and I realized that my parents did the best that they could, you know, and they loved me, and like you said, Mom Hill, y'all did the best that y'all could, and right. and the way that you knew how to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't blame my parents anymore. I don't have that hate or fear in me anymore. You know, me and my mom, we had the conversation, and we both have an understanding. You know, I'm not trying to change her, and she's not trying to change me. You know, I wish I could be more myself when I'm around my mother. I like how you are yourself, VH. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes I go back into that role of who everybody knew me was. You know what I'm saying? The preacher's kid, the one that shout, the one that sings. You know what I'm saying? But I've grown and I've changed, and I'm not the same person anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say this, and I said this earlier. What it took for us to get on this platform and tell the story was not easy. And being your authentic self could possibly, I'm not saying it will, could possibly cost you everything. It could cost you everything. I've taken more hits from being authentic than I ever would just falling in line and going with the flow. Now, I'm believing that this latter part of my life, I'm 43, I'm believing the next 43 years, I'm going to reap the benefits from it. But authenticity is not easy. And I hope that that's what you guys are getting out of this, that it's going to, it might mean you might have to sacrifice relationships, sacrifice friendships, sacrifice the thing you're comfortable with, sacrifice your zip code and where you stay. Because I could have made one phone call and prevented this move back to North Carolina. But my authentic self said, no, don't do it. So it's going to cost, Thomas. And the question is, that you should sit with is, are you willing to pay the cost? Because it might disrupt and destroy before it feels like it is divined and destined, you know, because it's not easy at all. But you know what, Thomas, let me tell you what, you are special. And I have to believe that your father's looking down on you, proud of all of you, what you fought for. And you bear his name, and you bear his name well. So you just know that we always, the Hill family always got your back.
Always.
And that's on P.
Love y'all. Thank you.
Love you too.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. All right. Jesus Christ is Lord. No other name given. That's the Bible. You can believe now or believe later. The Bible says every knee shall bow. Ugh. Please accept his way before it's too late. All right, Sheila, Kelsey, you are lucky you're in safe space. You know why? Because you're quite all right to believe that. I'm not going to beat you up for that because it's safe space. That's the beauty of safe space. That's all right. We love you, babes. We love you. All right. Cost or reset. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna put this up real quick. Sorry, guys. Cost or reset. All right, bet. Chimmy Jones, if I'm understanding your question, let me say this. When I say it cost me everything, yeah, it's caused for a reset, but I've had to die a many deaths over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is I have this iteration of who I am, and I think, okay, this is it. And then authenticity says, no, it's time to evolve again. Mm-hmm. And it seems like when I do that evolution, sometimes it causes me to eradicate everything that I was emotionally connected to or thought I needed. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I was leaning on my zip code, the car I drove, and my credit score. I'm not going to get too much into this. In July, I was in the 700s, and I had filed bankruptcy in 2000 and something or another. So I built my credit score to 700 with the bankruptcy. I got approved for an American Express card with $15,000. I had paid off all of my credit cards. I was basically debt-free besides my car, and all my bills were on auto pay, and everything was good, and I was sitting comfortably in that spot. Mm-hmm. And I built my identity on that. And I said, oh, can't touch me now. And authenticity said, hey, come over here real quick. I got something to tell you. I said, what'd you say? I said, come in. Got you. And I had to choose. Mm-hmm. Do I let the credit score go to work on this thing called safe space that will allow me to be authentic and everything connected to me and everybody around me to be authentic? Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I'll let go of, I'll charge my credit cards back up. It's going to affect my credit, but I'll pay it back down. Then the car payment, and then the house payment. Now, some people say, well, you were being dumb. No, I was being true to this moment on what I believe I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And that is to put my all inside a safe space. So when I say it's going to cost you everything, I'm talking about the comfort that you might currently be in. Mm-hmm. That's true. I want you guys to keep your eyes on me, because if I'm right, this time next year, my story will be different. Mm-hmm. And if it is, I want you to risk it all for your authenticity. Mm. All right, I'm done. Okay. Thank you, parents.
You're welcome.
Thank you, parents. Thank you for allowing me to move back into your house at 43 years old. Thank you, Mom, for giving me your office. Give me your office, because now I got Missy. Excuse me. I got to use code names. BB and CC on the mission because they don't like my green wall. So they would let me have it. So now they're on the mission. And so this green wall is about to change. Thank you for allowing me to use your wall. I'm going to change it back to white once I'm done. Thank you, Dad, for all of your financial concessions. I promise you, before you close your eyes eternally, I'm going to pay you back all your money. I'm saying this on the record. You guys will not. I transfer you all your money back. What else? I think that's it. I think that's it. Thank you, Safe Space.
Yes.
Thank you, Safe Space. For those of you guys that are new to this brand, this is all you're gonna get. It's just this. All right. For those of you guys that believed in me when I was apparently hidden in the bushes and nobody knew I existed, thank you for believing in me back in October and November and December and January. And then for those of you guys that joined the private community before, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So awesome that your parents are so supportive. That's real love and support. All right. Okay, we got one more, guys. Sorry. Let's see here. QC Speaks Truth. What you got?
Hey, hi. I just want to congratulate you on you coming out and telling your truth. Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to ask you, as far as like having a young child coming out, and I wanted to say hello to your parents. What would be the best way to protect them from kind of getting into a situation you found yourself in? Because as parents, if a child comes to you, because I have a child that came to me a while ago when he was younger and told me, and I didn't necessarily handle it the best way because, for one, I was shocked. For two, I wasn't ready to hear the information. And for three, I was afraid. I was afraid for him and his life going forward. And so, um, he kind of separated himself from me later on in his life because he felt like I didn't support him in the right way, even though once I realized what I needed to do for him, I did, reach out to a few people that I knew in the community that were gay, and asked them for help and where I could guide him, like to groups for youth that were dealing with this particular thing. Um, but I found that going through the process wasn't easy for me or him, but there was some things that happened that he told me about later on, after he got grown, that happened to him because he didn't feel supported by me and his dad. So he kind of found himself in compromising situations.
Mm.
And so, what would be your suggestion to help avoid that? I mean, because if the parents are not ready, they're just not ready, and it's not going to happen
Mhm.
no matter what until they're ready. And so, in the meantime, that kind of leaves the child out there to fend for themselves emotionally
Mhm.
and physically.
Mm.
Um, and so, what would be your best advice?
Parents, yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
I
Hold on.
thought she was talking to
You
you.
talking to
Yeah,
you.
QC, was that to me or to the parents or both?
Well, both.
Okay. All right, parents, y'all want to go first?
I'll say that when Vincent told us, because we didn't want to respond in a way that would turn him off, we held in what we really felt.
Mm.
We were shattered because the first thought was, where did we go wrong? We thought we was doing everything right. And so because we were able to withhold our true feelings, and it gave him the consolation he needed to move forward in his coming out. However, we were left wounded. I mean, bleeding, but we never expressed to him how we felt, the pain that we felt, and it had nothing to do with him. It was our question ourselves: what did we do wrong? Where did we go wrong? Then we began to, just go back over and over in our minds of the instances where he was crying out for help, and we didn't hear the cry. We missed the cry. And so once we were able to get past that part, then we were able to handle him and help him on the journey. And in the process of helping him, God was helping us because the Lord knew we had to be at a certain place in order to help him. My biggest fear was driving him away, and we made up in our mind we will not drive him away. In fact, when he got connected to the other community of people, he would tell you I was always somewhere in the picture because I made my mind up. I would not lose my son. I'll always know. I don't care what the church says. I don't care who says what. I'm going to always be somewhere in the vicinity. I remember they used to go on trips to the church with the church. I had
Philadelphia.
see on
Yeah.
the same airplane. I was in the same space because I needed to know my son was safe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was my journey. That was part of him saying that we supported him because I had to make sure my son was okay. I
Yeah.
didn't care if he went down in the gutter. I was going there with him because I feel like he'll be all right if his mom is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my take, my spiel. Yeah.
Mm.
Hopefully that did that help you any?
Yeah, it helped me because I kind of agree with what you said there. Because I mean, even though his dad wasn't ready to wrap his brain around it, I tried to stay as close as I could. But
Yes.
once they go out on their own in those communities, there's room for abuse and
Yes.
all types of situations. And luckily, he didn't run into quite the situation, Vince, that you found yourself in. But there was times that he said that like his first roommate, kind of tried to take advantage of him. But luckily, I was around enough, and I kept asking him, "Look, are you safe? Are you safe? If you're not
Mhm.
safe,
Mhm.
you need to let me know so I can
Yeah.
come and intervene for you."
Yeah.
I said, "But don't." I said, "Don't accept something that's not acceptable to you because you feel like you're not welcome.
Mhm.
Because you are welcome. You
Amen.
are welcome."
Right.
But then again, he felt like he needed to live his life on his own
Sure.
terms.
Sure.
So he didn't want to come back, but I wished he would have. But he didn't want to come back. He wanted to, live his life the way he wanted to live it, which he could
Mhm.
have done it under my roof, but he just didn't want to. I don't know if it was because he just didn't feel comfortable,
Mhm.
or maybe because he wanted to live a certain way and he didn't want to bring that around us because we were spiritual people too.
Mhm.
And so, um, but I think for parents going forward, Vincent, what would be your suggestion? Because the person who kind of took him in was a deacon, and I don't feel like he treated him the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. But before I answer it, I think my dad wanted to say something. What you got, Dad?
Yeah.
I believe that uh, where I made a mistake with my son, and most, and I just say black men, they don't want to accept. And I believe that that's where it's going to take the men
Mhm.
to embrace
Mhm.
their sons, uh, to get them through what's going on. And I believe if that happened in the situation, how would you keep your son from that? If the father will grab hold to him and embrace that son, then you won't have that manipulator to come.
Mhm. Mhm.
This just my opinion. You won't have
Yeah.
that manipulator to come and
Yeah.
them trying to fill a void of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's so real because I found myself I felt like because of the communication gap between my parents and
Mhm.
I found myself in a situation where it was I stay here or die.
Mhm.
I didn't I didn't know I could have came back home and had been safe
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
of that communication gap. And now that being said, what I did not know was now let me say this. I think that what you texted me yesterday,
Uh-huh.
I think if you would have just said that straight up,
Mm-hmm.
I would have responded wrong. I would have did all the things wrong. But as I evolved and grew, I would have been able to come back maybe about 6 or 7 years later and be like, Dad, you remember what you texted me a long time or said to me last? It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have opened up this route of
Right.
our bridge of communication between us.
Mhm.
So I think that looking hindsight, so looking at knowing what my dad knew now, because that text was very telling. If and I'm not blaming you, Dad, because you don't know till you know. So definitely not blaming you. But I know me. That I would have handled it all wrong. So you would have gotten some bullets for it. But later on, I'd have came back around and be like, hey, Dad, so and so and so. So I think that number one, if the parent can figure out a way to be honest on how they feel or what they see without being harmful,
Mm-hmm.
that even if the child acts like they don't hear it, they hear it. So I think that honesty, that vulnerability that you want your child to have with you, that's what I'm trying to say. The vulnerability that you want your child to have with you, I think you have to display it first.
Mhm.
Now,
For sure.
that's one. Number two, what my mom did was very wise. She was not saying, come over here where I'm at. Come over here where I'm at. She came to where I was at, and she drug everybody with her. So I think those two things, be as honorable, honest, and vulnerable with your child as you would want them to be with you. Understanding that those words are seeds. If there's anybody that can get in your child, it's you, because you carry them. Their DNA is in you. Even if you're the father, they are carrying your DNA. So that voice is getting in. So as long as that voice is not harmful, be vulnerable and honest, and then go where they're at. So for example, like when they had the roommate, stop by the house and just sit, not judging, not nothing, just sit back. I'm just gonna have dinner. I'm gonna bring by a sandwich. Let's just sit and talk. And if they don't allow you in, that's okay. Maybe then, maybe. Are you about to say something, or am I hearing something else?
No, you're hearing something else. Go ahead.
Okay. So if they don't allow you that close in intimacy, find a safe space where y'all can meet to build that relationship. So when they're ready to open up, they can feel like mom is always there. She's ready for me. Our dad is always there. Because if I knew what I knew now, I would not have stayed in bondage that long. But I didn't know. I had no idea. I actually thought it would be the opposite. That I had nowhere to go. So what I'll say to you, QC Speaks, because I know I said a lot of words. Number one, display a vulnerability and an openness and an honesty so that when they are ready to speak to you, they feel comfortable doing it. Number two, if you can meet them where they at, meet them where they at. That might mean go to them to a pride parade. Whatever you can do that do not convict you or harm you, do that, because that's going to tear down walls. It might not tear down walls now, but later on, when they really need you, they're going to reach out. So I hope between what I said and what my parents says, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Good. And if you email, we're going to email me. I'm going to save you guys emails and then watch them, because we're going to set up a group or something where my mom and dad, I don't know how we're going to do it, can directly connect with you all, so that y'all can have a support group.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, QC. That's a great question. Okay, I thought I was about to go. We're going to do this rapid fire. BB and CC already have some comments set to the side. I'm going to answer them, and let's rock and roll with it. Our parents are going to ask them. And sorry, guys, this is not going to be long. I promise. All right, y'all, let's rock and roll with them. Why do parents feel that they get to choose how their children believe? I feel parents should allow their children to explore their own spiritual journey. I sort of feel like we've covered that already. Do y'all have anything for that?
Well, I would just say this real quick. Parents look at what they feel is best for their children. And I think that's the biggest thing. We got in our mind how we're trying to form them to go. And sometimes, and of course, as parents, we are charged to direct the child until they get to a certain age. And then I told all of the boys, let the door hit you in the back. Break your plate.
If the door hits you, you break your plate.
The girl, but the boys, they had to.
Right.
That was a little something we had in between us. But as you can see, the door is always open.
Yes.
Okay. Does being with your parents help the Christian side? Does being with my parents help the Christian side of you? I don't think I have a Christian side versus another side. I'm just me. Being with my parents, I took a nap today, and I have not napped and I don't know when. And which let me know I'm slowly de-escalating from all the crazy. Being with my parents calmed me down. So I don't see it as a Christian side more than I see it as just as my parents, it's calm here. My parents are my safe space. Being here in North Carolina is a safe space for me. I don't see it as that. I see it as a safe space. So yeah. Thank you though. I'm curious to know, does your parents feel the Bible is infallible? Do y'all believe the Bible is
Yes. Hallelujah.
Thomas, you know.
Yes, yes.
Thomas, you about to get rebuked.
You already know us.
Okay. Have your parents reconciled your belief? Read Jesus is not the only way to God, and read your sexuality. Are they still praying about that? That's interesting. Are y'all, great question, are y'all still praying and hoping that I convert back and that I marry a woman and live a traditional heteronormative lifestyle? Yes, sir. Go ahead, Dave.
We all agree we weren't going to talk about that.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, that's right. There is, a matter of fact, Mom and Dad, when I was setting the studio up Sunday, I was listening to that conversation. I was having the conversation with my dad, and me and my dad was going back and forth. And the thing was, I told my parents, thank you, Dad. That's a great example. I'm glad you said that. I told my dad that "I'm praying for you" statement is harmful because it's like you're telling me something is wrong with me, and I don't believe something is wrong with me. So they very well could, matter of fact, excuse me, I know they're praying. I know they are. They don't, because when I told them that "I'm praying for you" statement is harmful, they stopped saying it to the fact that but I can answer that. Yes, they're still praying, but they don't say that around me because those are one of those statements that I feel is harmful. I'm glad. Yeah. I love that. All right, next question. That's a good one. That was good. Is Mom and Dad Hill familiar with the YouTube video, Church of God in Christ Convocation, where Bishop speaks so harmful against gay community? Can the church show more love? So, oh God, there's a lot of those, Thomas. There's so many of them.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll say this. There are the gays, like Vincent said he is, and some of you may say that you are. But then there are those that literally just takes a knife and stick in the church, like they poke the church with it, and the same respect that you want, give it to the church. You know what the church believe, so don't just try to aggravate the church just because of. I was sharing with Vincent, it's easy to give respect when you're showing respect. There was a video came out not long ago that was targeted toward me and my husband. Now, typically I don't bother that kind of stuff, but now when you come for me, this smile, this got what we got going on tonight, you see something a little bit different. Because
what Dad say?
Is it? I won't let him do it.
Oh, you don't want to touch it. All right, fair.
Yeah.
No. She wouldn't let. I told her
he wanted to handle it, and I'm like, no, we're not going to handle it like that. We're not going to handle it like that.
Oh, but, Lord, a can of worms has been opened.
We have to, because the church itself is evolving. They're understanding, for the most part, should I say, I guess I'm allowed to say that the church is coming around to understand that love of God that we've been saying we're showing. We have not been showing, not the love of God. We may have conjured up something and called it love, but the church is evolving to understand the love of God doesn't sit to condemn, doesn't sit to judge. And so the church is coming around. But when you come and just stick a knife in the church and just keep stabbing at the church got to respond somehow. Oh, wow, that hurt. I need you to back up off of me. And so this kind of stuff goes on. But we have to, respect the church. And but we have to get along. We have to make up our minds, be intentional about getting along. We don't have to agree, but we have to get along. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would like to add that sometime if you look at the individual and do some background checking,
right,
somewhere down the line there is a person of same gender lover, and that's who they are really lashing out at.
Oh, okay. Great point, Dad. Great point.
So they go to the extreme.
This broad message when they're really targeting
a
person.
One person, the son is just as, open. But when they come forth, they use all those cliches.
Mm.
What is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, them cliches.
Uh-huh.
But I feel that it's a lash out.
Right, right.
Because of that situation that they have.
Right, right.
And again, like I said earlier, if we're examples and ambassadors of Jesus Christ, he loved everybody. His love was so strong that he was just walking by this man full of devils, and he didn't say nothing to the man. He started talking, Jesus. Why you bothering me?
Why you tormenting me? Yeah.
I ain't really bothered you. Then he gonna tell him, well, but let all us go over here too.
Yeah.
But he loved.
He did. He loves.
And if we're gonna be an example, we have to love.
Yeah. I love that. I love that because yeah, that's okay. Seeing you are pastors, if a same gender loving couple comes and wants to join your ministry, will they be accepted? And will they? I can answer that for them. They already had one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already had one. Yeah, a married lesbian couple. So yeah, so this is not one of them things where they're playing nice on my platform and then go to church on Sunday, but can't stand the gays. No, yeah, that they already have one. And she's not just a member, she's a friend of the family. So, yeah, kudos to that for y'all. Any more questions, producers? BB and CC.
That is so cute. Remind me of BB and CC Winans. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. I think that's it. All right. Thank y'all so much. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I know that some of you are still checking me out, trying to make sure if I'm going to switch or not. I understand. All right. So keep on coming back.
Yeah.
I think by this time next month, you're going to be clear that I have one mission and one mission only. And that is to connect you with yourself. Understanding that whatever God you serve, if you connect with yourself, you're going to magnify that God. Now I had a speech, but now I'm going to look at this comment that they just put below. I know those who are devoted to Bible Christianity that they left the church because they couldn't deal with the conviction they felt. Can the two coexist? I don't know. I'm not sure. If you retype that question, y'all look out for it's me. Retype that question a little different, and then I'll come back and answer it. All right. Hey, I know what's even more beautiful, Falana. You.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah. But great show, very important. Thank you, Christine. But I know you guys are. Thank you, Tarsha. Tarsha, we're working with Tarsha. Parent, block William McCray, please. Good night, everyone.
We didn't say nothing.
We didn't say
a word. Thank you, Tarsha. Tarsha's going to be coming on an episode, and we're going to be talking about that episode is going to be 100% about sexuality. And we're going to be talking about how some people use sex magic to bind people up.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great episode. So I'm looking forward to that. And the reason why, let me tell you the reason why I'm choosing Tarsha. I have not been on the YouTube streets because they're dangerous, but I happened to go on her show. As a matter of fact, Ma, remember the lady Thursday night that you and I was watching while I was washing dishes, and we would listen to her while I was washing dishes? That's Tarsha Global. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. So, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
You read, Tarsha, let me say this. The way, I don't know you from a can of paint, but how you read that situation lets me know that you know something and I'm interested in having that conversation with you. All right. What was I saying? Truth will heal. Truth will heal your soul. Absolutely. Yeah. Secrets keep you stuck and unhealthy. Let me tell you. Okay, I don't got the time. I don't got the time. I don't get the time. All right, let me say this. I know some of you are checking me out. Take your time. What you're going to find. I'm spicy. I'm heavy-handed. I don't mind scrapping. I will cuss you out. But if you keep watching, you will realize I got a good heart and my intentions are pure. All right. And all on this channel, all you're going to get is information that's going to make you a better person. I don't want to convert you. I don't want anybody to leave here thinking it's bad to be a Christian or bad to be anything. I just want you to be free to be who you are. All right. That's number one. Number two, join me in my private community tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. It's Conscious Culture Wednesday, every second and fourth Wednesday. We have Conscious Culture. It's a fun show. It's fun, y'all. We cut up bad. You want to be there on tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. You have an opportunity, if you so choose, if you want to come closer to me, you can join my private community. This gives you the opportunity to DM me, ask me all the questions you want. You can DM other members inside of the community. You will be a part of our Thursday private exclusive live at 8:30 p.m. Our prayer, our Pentecostal style prayer service every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. You also get 50% off of your consultation. If you've already had a consultation with me for free, the rest are paid, but you get 50% off if you're inside of the private community. All right. All of that information to join all things connected to Safe Space is inside the Linktree link connected to this video. All right. Hey, by the way, if you want to sow into this space called Safe Space, the first is my Cash App, Vitorel Hill LLC. And then the second is my PayPal and Zelle info@vitorelhill.com. I would appreciate if you help me. We are a growing community. And I'm just doing it from my heart. Right? They said that the Holy Ghost convicted them so that they had to leave. Oh, I don't know who was saying that. I'm not sure who was saying that, but I believe the two can coexist. I believe the two can coexist. All right. I love you guys. When you go back to the Bible, you will be a wonder. Sheila have been letting me have it. Sheila.
All right, Sheila. All right, Sheila. That's funny.
Those of y'all that's new here, when I play that sound, that's because people are getting out of order.
Look what Jonathan said.
Mama Hill, we working on him. Oh, right, Lord.
Right.
Lord have mercy. But see, that's what Safe Space is about, because that's what it's about. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes,
it's okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I enjoyed this show. It was very informative. I think what I love the best about it is there is no condemnation. Good.
Wow.
Thank you for enjoying it.
Yes.
Fred Samuel. Thank you very much.
Oh, my bedtime now. Whew.
Oh boy. Okay. That was a very not subtle sign. All right. Love you.
Guys. Thank you for having us. And thank you, everybody.
Enjoyed you.
Yes, we enjoyed it. Thank you, Vincent.
You're welcome. Love you guys greatly. All right. One more. If you build your foundation on truth, then going forward, it will be fine. It's on when we are not living our truth. And it's when it's cost us. Absolutely. QC speaks truth. All right, guys. All right, producers. Let's play the outro commercial. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 8:30. Y'all be well. Oh, hold on. What you got, Dad? What you got?
9th of March. Meet us in Charlotte, North Carolina at the DoubleTree
on West Park Boulevard.
5624
West Park Boulevard.
Yes. Be there.
If you are in North Carolina and you want to join the Hill family in a conference of prayer, prophecy, and worship, inbox me, contact me, email me, and I'll get you all the information. And it would be my honor if y'all were my special guests. It's going to be Charlotte, North Carolina, March the 8th and the 9th. I'm going to be there with them, crying and worshiping and acting like the good Christian y'all want me to be. And and it's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of prophecy and prayer and intercession and a whole bunch going on. Yes. My mom will be speaking that Friday, and my dad will be speaking that Saturday, and they are wonderful. Yeah, Impartation 2024 is what it's called. Yes. Impartation. So it's going to be. So it's 10 years they've been doing this conference. So
yes.
It's going to be that. All right. All right. Love y'all very much. All right, producers, get us on out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I really, really, really want to connect with you, all right? I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. So as soon as you sign up, about 3 minutes after, check your spam box and let these people know this ain't spam. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video.